My next question is a very common one, but one that is misunderstood by most taxpayers. Beth from Fort Wayne asks, I owe the IRS for my personal taxes for 2014, but I don't have the money to pay them in full. What are my options and what is their collection process? Find out when I come right back.
Welcome to this episode of Accounting and Tax Tips, Smart Strategies for Small Business Success, with certified public accountant Tina Moe.
Owing the IRS can be intimidating, so you should know the basics when it comes to the collection process and your rights. When you file an income tax return with a balance due and without payment, you will receive a written notice from the IRS with the amount you owe. This initial bill kicks off the IRS collection process, which will then continue until your account is paid in full or until the IRS may no longer legally collect the tax. The first notice you receive will be a letter that explains the balance due and demands payment in full. It will include the amount of the tax plus any penalties and interest added to your unpaid balance from the date the tax was due. If you're not able to pay the balance in full, it is in your best interest to pay as much as you can with that initial notice and to contact the IRS to request a monthly installment agreement, either by phone or with Form 9465. Any unpaid balance will continue to accrue interest that compounds daily, plus a monthly late penalty. It is in your best interest to pay your liability in full as soon as possible to minimize these additional charges. If you fail to pay your tax voluntarily, the IRS will escalate their collection efforts to include filing a notice of federal tax lien, serving a notice of levy, or offsetting a refund to which you're entitled. I'll explain each of these collection activities, so let's start with the lien process. The federal tax lien is a legal claim to your property, including property that you acquire after the lien is filed. This occurs within 10 days after they send their first notice of taxes owed and demand for payment, and the tax is assessed. This action will have an adverse effect on your credit report, where it will remain for 7 to 10 years. There are a few situations where the IRS will withdraw the lien. For example, if the notice of lien was filed while a bankruptcy automatic stay is in effect, or if the lien is found to have been filed too soon based on IRS procedures. They may also release the lien if you enter into an installment agreement to satisfy the liability. As a side note, an installment agreement doesn't always release a lien, and it may still remain on your credit report for years to come. The IRS also may use a levy to collect taxes. This means the IRS seizes certain assets to satisfy your debt, such as wages, bank accounts, Social Security benefits, and retirement income. The IRS also may seize your property for the purpose of liquidation to satisfy a tax debt, including your car, boat, or real estate. In addition, any future federal tax refunds or state income tax refunds that you are owed may be applied to your federal tax liability. Unfortunately, IRS debt is something that cannot be ignored, and the longer you wait, the bigger the problem gets. You can call the IRS at 1-800-829-1040 to discuss your debt. Be sure to have your bill and records with you when you call, and if there's any doubt as to the amount owed, you should work with a CPA, tax attorney, or an enrolled agent to represent you. These professionals understand the collection process, your rights and options, and can be very valuable in resolving your IRS problem. You have rights and protections throughout the collection process. Here are a few IRS publications that may be helpful and can be obtained by accessing the IRS website at www.irs.gov. For more information or representation if you are in debt with the IRS, visit my website at www.actservices-inc.com. If you have a tax question or an accounting question, email it to me at tina@actservices-inc.com, and I'll make it the topic of a future show.
Thank you for watching this episode of Accounting and Tax Tips with Tina Moe. For more great information, visit Tina's website at www.actservices-inc.com. Also browse the other shows found right here at Indie Biz TV Shows.